Hello everyone, or just me. Let me get the overall market up on the screen here. This is the overall market in the top right today. As you can see on the top left, 15-day, 15-minute, and bottom 1 day, 1 year, 1 day. This is the NASDAQ. Looked like we had some topping action yesterday, huge red candle, and today we've opened below that and have been continuing downward. Looks like we did just push through VWAP, so we'll see how this plays out. But, could this be the top? We don't know. It's just something to keep in mind, and it's something that I'm trying to keep in mind every day, the overall market, because that's a huge deal. Tim Sykes, if you haven't heard of him, go check him out. I'm a student of his. Uh, Always talks about 3 out of 4 stocks follow the overall market, so it's good to just keep that in mind. But enough of that. We'll get into my trades for today. I traded quite a bit today. I think I traded 12 times, which is significant for me. Um, but as you could see, I actually had a pretty decent day. We'll get there in a little bit. It started with some trades that I didn't plan out, and rightly so. I took some small losses on those, but I took I've changed how I look at and approach risk based on Tim Grittani's teachings. If you have not heard of Tim Grittani, excellent day trader. He's been doing this for over a decade now. I think he's accumulated now probably close to 15, 20 million at this point. But um, in his DVD, Trading Tickers, if you have not seen that, check it out. Trading Tickers by Tim Grittani. Um, and also look into Timothy Sykes. Like I said, I'm a student of his. Uh, Excellent chat rooms, excellent content, excellent um, atmosphere that you have with all of those fellow traders. But in Tim Grittani's DVD, he discusses risk, and I have been currently thinking about risk as I do not like taking more than a 2, 3%, 4% loss on any trade. I apologize if you hear my dog. I think I say that every video, so I'll probably start tallying that, how often I say that. Um, in his DVD, he talks about risk, and like I said, I cut my risk pretty quickly, but that could be a hindrance to me. So what he does is he approaches risk from a different perspective. He thinks of what is the total that I'm amount or the total amount that I am willing to lose on this specific trade. Once that is determined and you think that the trade is worth taking, you establish your risk level and where you're going to be entering at. Depending on that, um, where you enter opposed to where your risk level is, that will determine your position size. So if you're further away from the risk level, your position size is going to be smaller. And if you're closer, your position size is going to be larger, depending on what you dictate your max loss is for that trade. Let me turn my mic down just a hair here. Um, so that is an approach that I took after the first couple trades. I got a little bit of FOMO on these early trades, cut my losses quickly. I acknowledged that I wasn't trading them correctly. And as you can see, once we get to it, you'll be able to see how my trades 180'd. I'm actually still amazed by it, and I'm excited to go over this because this is the first video where I believe I actually have good trades to talk about, and hopefully uh, this is representative of the market environment that we're in, holiday trading and all that end of the year. But hopefully this is something that I needed to change so that I can continue to improve. It seems that way. I'm going to continue to trade this way. If you have questions about how I mentioned managing risk, let me know. I could even make a video about it if I get enough questions about it. But it's really not that complicated. So on the screen is my first trade of the day. Like I said, I got some FOMO because it spiked so much pre-market. I should know by now not to trade like this, but hopefully this will gradually, uh, these types of trades will gradually be eliminated from trades that I take. I bought this thinking that it could hold this previous support resistance level that I drew from a while back. Excuse me, from a couple days ago actually. It held in pre-market, and it looked like it was going to reclaim it. I sold it when it dipped again. Um, so small loss there, 2.46%. You could see my position sizes and everything. At least this way, instead of seeing them just on the thinkorswim platform, yes, I could zoom into different time frames and all of that, but this way you'll be able to see exactly when I get in, exactly when I get out, my position sizes, everything, percentage gain, loss, what I did, or the description of the trade. Um, and as you can see, it broke my rule, traded early with no plan, and I cut my loss quickly. What else can you expect? Um, so let's see, we'll go down. My next trade, oh, and that was on, whoops, apologize. That was on APVO, NASDAQ trade. Next was an OTC. HMBL, same thing. Uh, Gapped up, a little bit of a spike, dipped down to this previous resistance level. Uh, Dipped down to that previous resistance level that I drew in here, and it just didn't hold it. So I took it off for a small loss, and good thing I did because it cracked even more, and then just didn't reclaim it. Moving into trade number 3. KTTA, same type of trade, and I got the crosshairs in this one, so I apologize. Same type of trade. I thought it was coiling and could potentially spike, but I realized that it was also putting in slightly higher lows, not um, showing me the strength that I wanted to see from something that might spike. So I just took it off for a small loss, and good thing I did because it did touch VWAP here on the next dip. Excuse me. Um, So small losses, 2.37, 1.12, and a 2.46. I really shouldn't have taken those trades, but they total about $5 in losses, um, less the commission. So now we'll go into trade number 4. This was the same stock, and I waited for a dip. That's what I need. That's like I've been saying, that is something that I need to wait for. I need to wait until there are good dips, and I feel confident um, in entering. So I bought this on a dip when it seemed like it wouldn't break 6, and sold into this small pop, test of VWAP, decent little gain. You know, in my opinion, I think that's a 5.73% decent gain. I nailed it at the bottom. I took the meat of the move on this. Yeah, it was only $5, but again, look at my position size. I was only in at $91, or my position size was only $91. So what more do you really want? You know. So decent little gain. I took the meat of the move on that, and I'm proud of that gain. Uh, but I ended up missing this next little pop, which is okay. I'm trying to realize that missing plays is okay. It's going to happen. You just have to capitalize on what you can, what you're there for, and move forward. So the next trade, same ticker, KTTA. What happened here? I'm sorry, I'm trying to get this scrolling thing down. KTTA, same thing. I missed this spike. Early morning, at morning open, you could see that it kind of consolidated before it cracked, before I sold the initial position when I was in here, around $7. So when it spiked and dipped and showed some support, or showed that it couldn't, I was guessing that it could kind of hold at 7. Um, and I got in, and then I sold into the next pop. I didn't think it had much strength to run further than that. So, that was a decent percentage gain. Look at that, 11%. And I was just in it for what? 10:07 to 10, 2 minutes. 2 minutes, I made 11% of my money. Now again, only 15 shares, only $7, but, or excuse me, only $106. But when my position sizes increase, when my confidence increases, um, when my account size increases, these numbers will definitely change. And this is what I want to see, this percentage, these nice percentages. Um, so I took the meat of the move on that, sold it at 787. I don't think it was right near the top, but it was in here. Um, so again, good trade, 11%, bought on the weakness, previous previous support resistance level, or previous support level, and then sold into the pop. I wasn't expecting this to just continue, and good thing I wasn't. I took my profit when it was there. Next, Why does this say 6? Did I skip one? No, okay. Uh, I apologize. I traded so many times I'm getting confused. Trade number 6, same ticker. Right here, it looked like it was putting in these higher lows, as you could see. Um, my last trade was this little spike here. It came down, it touched VWAP, did not, I mean, it pierced it here, but it didn't break it, pretty much held, and then dipped, held VWAP again, dipped, higher low here, and then look what it was doing. At 750, this level here, remained the resistance, but it was putting in these higher lows. So I decided to get in and hold it for a pop, see if it could go, and then my risk was VWAP. Uh, Again, small position, $111, but got a little pop. I thought it was kind of triple topping here, so I just sold it. I wanted to see more of a definitive spike through these levels, and it didn't give me that, so I took it off. Small 5.41% gain. Percentage-wise, that's not too small to me. I like seeing that percentage, so I'll take it. All right, that's basically this trade, and today it just gapped up. Huge volume was huge. So next, we're going to go on to LGVN here. And let me get that. My 7th trade of the day. This one, as you can see from the daily, it came up, spiked here. Let's see. And yesterday, it looked like the move was going to potentially be over, from these first 2 days, especially because this closed so far off its highs. But it touched this EMA 4 here and just spiked yesterday. Today, gap down, gradual downtrend, and looking at where it might have bottomed here, um, I believe there was a resistance level in this area here around 18. So I decided to buy because I didn't know if it could go any further to the downside, but risking low of day, excuse me, risking low of day, I decided to enter, and it wasn't uptrending. I mean, I don't know what I was expecting, to be honest, looking at it again, but uh, gradual uptrend, I took a small 2.62% gain, and look at my position size. My position size increased because I was close to my risk. On these previous plays, I wasn't close to my risk, so my position size was smaller. But since I was so close to low a day, my position could be a little bit bigger. Um, so even though I took a small gain, it was a decent dollar gain because of the size of the position. But uh, really, I could have just looked at um, these upcoming lows, maybe bought it on here or bought it in here, and held it for a nice extra little test of see if it could hold this low a day. But it is what it is. Nice 2.6% gain. We'll move on to, let me see here. We'll move on to AVPO, and I believe this right here, oh, this right here is one that I traded multiple times. Um, as you could see, it has an overall chart like the OTC HMBL. And HMBL ran, oh, excuse me, man. HMBL ran, has the similar chart pattern. I didn't think it could go HMBL. I didn't think it could push because of all this previous overhead resistance. But look at this volume candle. HMBL had similar action where low volume and then high volume candle on this day, and it went higher than I thought. So I wasn't going to underestimate this one. Um, so today, let's see, I got, oh boy, that's the previous, yep. So today it spiked up, obviously pre-market spiked up pretty high and dipped below this resistance support level, reclaimed it, and I bought it on this higher low test of VWAP here. Now my risk was going to be this level. Um, I did have a small position size because this is a NASDAQ. I get nervous with these choppy stocks, so I took a small position, especially because I don't have to pay commission. So I'm not required to I don't immediately have to pay $6 or $8 or whatever the commission is to get into this stock. Um, and that makes me more comfortable to take small positions. That allows me to have more buying power, and it allows me to take more trades if I see more trades. And today I did, which I'm glad I took these small positions. So bought this on the test of VWAP, and as you can see, it spiked. Nice 7.81% gain. Um, that's the name of the game: buying into weakness, selling into the pops. So I'm glad I'm getting this right. I feel more confident with the risk levels that I've been setting, um, and how I've been treating risk today. And as you'll see, this is just going to improve. So nice 7.81% gain on that. Good move. We'll go ahead and move on to the next one. AVPO again. This one, I broke the rule. And guess what? It was a loss. I saw that this dipped to VWAP here, and I was already thinking that my risk will be 10. So I purchased into here, but what I did was I didn't acknowledge the share count. Now, when I put in my shares, based on the math, and I know it's small, so we're playing with small size here, but I should have taken approximately 8 shares. And what I did, because I wanted to maximum lose $10 on this, because I'm playing with such small size. I have a small account. So I wanted to lose $10 if this thing broke 10, but I wanted to give it enough time to play out. So what did I do though? I had, instead of putting 8 for my position size, I put 15. What does that mean? That means if this went to approximately 10.50, I would already be down my $10, and down towards 10, it would be closer to maybe 20, 25. Unacceptable, you know. As you could see from the previous couple trades I just took, my risk plan was working out well. So why did I change it? And what did that lead to? Because I increased my position size, I stopped out here at the bottom. And that's what I've been doing lately. Stopping out at the bottom, buying in here, selling at the bottom, because I get too nervous because of the size. I need to get more confident. And how do you get more confident? You continue to win. Uh, you continue to make money in trades. Maybe I shouldn't say win, but you continue to make money in trades, and you continue to test your theories. And my theory of using this risk, this other way of looking at risk, has been working. I broke that rule and I took a loss. So this is understandable. I took a 5.8% loss, but with this new risk ideology, um, my percentages for losses might be more, but since my position size will fluctuate depending on where I enter, the, the percentage doesn't matter as much because my dollar amount will pretty much remain the same. But as you can see, if I stuck to my plan and decided to cut at 10 and just minimize my shares, instead of taking 15, I should have taken 8. I would have held through this. It would have reclaimed VWAP, and it spiked. Now, small losses are okay. This was an excellent lesson, and it taught me that what I'm doing has been working or is working. And actually, you know what I just noticed? I think that this is a... It showed me that what I was doing is working, and that I just need to continue to improve it. And as you can see, you know, good lesson is this could have been a beautiful 10, 15% gain if I was just more patient. But acknowledging my mistake, oh, excuse me, I thought that was on the same dip, 11 VWAP. Yep, right in here. This is about where I sold. And seeing this, I decided to re-enter this when it appeared to be consolidating near the day highs, which is another thing. I mean, look at this couple minute consolidation here, and then the green candle that I bought on, you could see that it's towards the top end of the candle. The wick is at the bottom. And the next candle, same thing. So that means most of the buying is happening, buying and selling is happening at the top. So I bought down here, sold it into this little pop, 12.8% gain, huge percentage gain. My position was only $66 and I made $8 on that. Excellent, excellent trade. Excellent sell into strength, excellent noticing of the higher low and consolidation at the highs. excellent trade. Very happy with the results of this, even though the positions are small. Excuse me 1 minute, I apologize. My apologies, I had to let my dogs out, so if you hear them running in, that might happen here in a couple minutes. Um, but yeah, I mean, this is what I need to focus on. Stocks that are in play, for one, stocks that have the volume that I need, or that I like to see, volatility, and uh, buying into consolidation at lows, or buying into consolidation period and selling into spikes. Now, this was pretty funny. Um, I guess I clicked buy twice in here. One time was at 1324 and the other entry was 1342. I didn't realize that. When I sold here, I sold maybe 5 seconds before the stock halted. I sold at the top and then the stock halted. Now, typically when stocks halt whichever way, at least I would think, it means that they're going to continue in that direction when they reopen, um, because people are seeing that it's halted. So if it was to the downside, it's probably going to be lower. If it's to the upside, it's probably going to open higher. Um, Now, I didn't acknowledge that, which is a complete mistake on my part, and that's this trade here. So I didn't know I was in down here at 1347. I thought I exited completely, and it reopened at, let me think, I believe it reopened in the 16s. And I was chuckling about that because, and I mentioned it in the chat room. Oh man, I can't believe I sold seconds before this gap up, or excuse me, this halt. Excuse me 1 minute. Apologize again. Apologies. Um, so it halted, reopened. I believe it was in the 16s. Like I said, I did not know I was in it. It re-halted, I believe, close to 18. And I was making jokes. Again, I can't believe I sold. Which is okay because like I've been saying, this 12.8%, excellent percentage gain, excellent. How are you going to lose money if your losses are between 2 and let's say 5%, but your gains are 5 to 10%, 5 to 15%? You know, over time, you're going to make money. That's just how that works. So, and you also have to win more than you lose. So, it opened again, dipped to 16, and respiked past 18. And I happened to look over at my E-Trade account and I noticed my profit and loss was moving. And I realized that I must have double clicked. I think what I did was I went to purchase at the 1320, 1324 level. It spiked, so I decided to chase a little bit and I got in at 1347. But I clicked cancel on the original order. It didn't go through, it just filled it. So that's a lucky thing for me. As soon as I found out I was in the position, regardless of where it was, I sold. And it just so happened to be at 1822, which was I think it topped out here like around 1850s. So even if it was down 16, even if it was down below, I would have sold immediately because I shouldn't have been in this position in the first place. Ironic because it was a 35% win, or gain rather. $67 position, and I made $23 on it, almost $24. Insane. Insane. This is exactly what I need for a small account. Um, So again, I didn't know that I didn't know that I filled two positions. Immediately sold when I realized that and took my accidental gain. I'll admit that this was a complete accident, but it ended up working out for me. So, um, hey, I'll take a lucky gain. That's fine. I'm not going to argue. So this was my best trade today. 35% gain, accidental. It is what it is. And then we'll move on to number 12. This is my last trade. Again, it was AVPO. Um, it looked like this was the shoulder, this was the head, and this right here was putting in another shoulder, but uh, it just continued to hold up. And since this stock continued to run, I decided to give it another chance. You know, the stock's in play. It's been running all day. Um, it's a Nasdaq, and look what it's been doing. You know, as soon as it seems like it's going to fade off, it just spikes up. As soon as it seems like it's going to fade off, spikes up. So I got in this with 16 as my risk. Small position. I only bought 5 shares total. This bottom line here. I only bought 5 shares because my risk was, I was buying in the 18s and my risk was down to 16. So 5 shares, and overall it was approximately a 6% gain. I sold into this pop. I could have held, but I thought that this was just, it was just looking toppy. Now I think it's in the 20s, but these things will run further than you'll ever expect. I apologize, just one moment. But these stocks will run further than we would ever expect. And I'm glad I took another 6% gain. I mean, I'm not going to complain. Anything over, 4% is a decent gain to me. Anything where you make money, how can you complain? So overall today, I'm very happy with how today has been, or how today went. I stopped trading at about 215 or so, and I've been looking, but I only have limited buying power because I'm using a cash account and it takes 2 days for those funds to clear. So I try to trade half and half each day if I see the plays. But if I don't see plays, I'm not going to try to trade half of my account. But I mean, this is what I like. You know, 12 trades, 8 wins, 4 losses. I'm up $62 today, and I only paid $8 for commission because only one of my trades was an OTC play. Yesterday I traded 5 times, 1 win, 4 losses, and I overall lost $2. I mean, look at this difference one day can make. So I'm very optimistic. Hopefully, because the only thing that I changed was the risk and how I deal with risk. Um, I don't know if that was something that, how do I want to put it? I don't know if that's something that really could make that much of an impact with trading. But I mean, I can't argue with the results that I've seen today. I know market conditions are another thing entirely, but I mean, I'm not going to complain at all. So basically, I'm just going to continue to improve, continue to refine, continue to study, and one day maybe these position sizes will be a little bit bigger. I know in the DVD with Grittani, he mentioned. Let me see, I'll leave up the. Yeah, I'll leave this one up. But I know in the DVD with Grittani, he mentioned that with his risk, he was comfortable with losing $500. I mean, I don't know about you, but that's something that I can't even imagine, being okay with losing $500. I don't like losing $5. But, when you have a account of $3,000, yeah, you don't want to be risking 500 on a trade. But um, eventually, after many, many more trades, after refining this process many, many more times, after just continual improvement, I hope that, one day I could look at my risk and say I would like to risk 500 on this play. That would be great. Um, the only reason that I do this is I love doing this, but it seems like something that could really be beneficial for my family. Working day in and day out, a 9 to 5 job, there's nothing wrong with that, but you have to face facts at some point. You're never going to be rich from that. And you can start your own company, but there are other factors involved with that, such as employees. I don't really like people, so that's a problem. But with trading, you could do it wherever you want. I could sit at home and trade all day with no one talking to me, and hopefully this type of trading will just continue to improve. Now, I know Tim Sykes, he travels all over the world and does this. And that's something that's appealing to me. You can't go work your 9 to 5 and fly to Italy and still make money, or you can't work your 9 to 5 and go move to the Caribbean like Tim Grittani. So, and also when you're on vacation, from your 9 to 5, you're not going to be making money at the same time you're on vacation. So you're either making money or spending money, and you're spending money in that situation. So I like the idea of being able to make money from wherever, doing whatever. But those are my trades for today. Like I said, best day that I've had. If I go to my overall November deal here, as you could see, I mean, last week was a rough week for me. Um, but I've just had red weeks since I've started. Now this week is not over, so knock on wood, I don't have another red week. But um, hopefully, hopefully changing how I look at risk will be a big deal for me. So I want to thank you guys for watching. If anyone decided to stick around until the end, uh, I keep trying to make these videos shorter, but with 12 trades, I mean, that's kind of a lot. So I hope everyone has a good rest of your day, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow.